So obviously I get the delusion that my cousins, aunts, uncles, stepsister were all having the time of their lives for the past 15 years and they were excluding me. I feel like they were affiliated with the movie and pop industry in some way. They were connected to The Sopranos. Maybe they knew Christopher, or my uncle was Christopher, or is a relative of Christopher, Michael Imperioli. This is just a suspicion I'm coming to a feeling of conviction about. I suspect my cousins work in theater, acting. I suspect I know rich and powerful people like Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, Lady Gaga, Taylor Swift, David Grohl, Brian Wilson, the Beach Boys, Metallica, and so on. I suspect they were having the time of their lives for the past 15 years and they were excluding me. And I suspect because they're actors and in the arts, they want to create a movie, you know, because that's what actors want to do. They want to create the next Sopranos. And, you know, my mother said to me this morning, you know, if you don't take your medication, if you don't comply and up your Abilify or switch to Clozaril, you're going to be a tragic character. When I heard tragic character, I thought, oh, you think I'm going to be a tragic character in the movie? You think I'm not going to be one of these, like the happiest character in the movie? I'm not going to be like Taylor Swift or my cousins or stepsister. I'm going to be the character who suffered tremendously. I'm thinking to myself, you know what, I'm going to if I'm going to be a tragic character in this movie, I'm going to do everything in my power to make sure this movie never comes to fruition. Somebody said, you know, initially, before the accident, which I'm skeptical. I don't think it was an accident. I think it was premeditated, but I'm told that's not so. I don't know. I mean, when your mother, stepfather, and everybody has lied to you for your whole life, you don't even know what to believe. I don't think it was an accident. I think it was premeditated and a conspiracy, and I think they pharmacologically abused me with premeditated intent. Before the accident, I think they wanted it to be like a sitcom, like Seinfeld, like Friends. However, I got really sick after the accident and descended into madness, had 2 psychiatric hospitalizations, attempted suicide many times. So, you know, realistically, this is just not a comedy anymore. I mean, assuming it ever was. And, assuming there's members of my aunts and uncles' families in my art class or members of my stepsister's family, like quite frankly, I'm just not going to get along with these people. You know, I'm not going to coexist with them, assuming they conspired into, you know, giving me an HIV scare with premeditated intent. I'm just not going to get along with them. I'm going to be like, fuck off, get lost. I haven't known you for the past 15 years, and I don't want to get to know you now. You're thinking I'm like, you know what, do you think I'm like Charlie Sheen from 2.5 Men? No, fuck you, get lost. I don't want any association with you. I don't care if you're like, I don't know. I don't care if you have a charming personality and you're like, I don't know, Lane Staley and I'm like Kurt Cobain. Well, I'll form my own band. I'll be Nirvana, you be Alice in Chains. I don't give a shit what you do with your life. I mean, you might say we might have good chemistry on screen and we're like yin yang and we might get along and we might, I mean, frankly, unfortunately, I don't think we can coexist, especially if the accident was premeditated. You know, that's how I see it, at least. But people are telling me you're coming to, you know, people are telling you the cat isn't out of the bag, Andrew. You're a disabled adult child who's getting delusions. They're not about to make a Hollywood movie about your life and your family's life. You're not going to be in a movie. Nobody cares about your artwork. You're a disabled adult child who's getting delusions of grandeur. You have less than $2,000 in your name. You're basically a loser, you know? You're basically a loser. So catch it, check it, change it. There's things that you suspect are true, but that's all it is just suspicions. Until somebody tells me to my face, you're about to be a movie star, you're about to be hired by a major motion picture company. Assume face value, assume what they're telling me to be fact, which is, when my mother gets older and goes away, I could be homeless, I could be in the psychiatric hospital, I could be screwed. And the same is true for the accident. People tell me it was an accident. Everything, there's no conspiracy. Nobody did it to me like a puppet master. So accept that to be reality too. I stepped on something, and I alone chose to take HIV PrEP. It was not a conspiracy by my mother, father, stepfather, and so on. So catch that, check that, change that. You know, obviously, I tend to come to feelings of conviction about things that I suspect are true, but that's all it is. It's just suspicions. You know, nobody conspired. There's nothing going on behind the scenes. My cousin's a police officer. My other cousin's a professor. They don't know rich and powerful people. They aren't in the movie industry. There's no connection to The Sopranos. There's no connection to the TV show Lost by Disney, you know, with Jack and Charlie and Kate, you know, that show, the Magical Island show. So catch it, check it, change it.